Are you ready to create your signature offer without all the effort? How would you love it if you could create an amazing signature offer? You know, the big one, the high ticket one, the one that is the flagship for your business. But you didn't have to put in all the work and you didn't have to take weeks and months to figure it out. Well, today that's what we're talking about on Iconic TV Live. How do you create your signature offer using AI? And this is a way that we can simplify your business process. And once you figure out how to do this for your signature offer, imagine how simple it's going to be for all your other offers around that. You see, the offer is paramount to your business. If you don't have an amazing offer, how are you going to make amazing sales and get amazing clients? It all ties together. And this is what we're talking about today for Iconic TV. So I want you guys to buckle up and get ready, because this is today all about creating your signature offer. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. Okay, so here we go. You might have heard this. Alex Hormozy is pretty popular out there, and he says your brand is a story unfolding across all kinds of customer touch points. Let's talk about those customer touch points and what he's talking about, because when you're making your offer, you really want to understand what kind of offer you need to make. There's some critical ways to design your offer so that people want to buy it and connect with you as quickly as possible. So in today's show, remember, we come here live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. But in today's show, we're going to show you how to make those amazing offers using AI. And of course, I'm going to give all the stuff that I'm showing to you today here. So what I want you to know is, if you type hashtag prompts, do it now, because this way we can get it to you. If for some reason you can't make it through the whole thing, we definitely want you to grab this, and that way you'll know exactly what are the prompts that you're going to use so that you can create an amazing 6- and 7-figure offer for your own business. So again, all you have to do is type hashtag prompts, and that will get you there. Okay, so what do we do first? What is the first thing? Why are we even talking about this? And I want to dispel any of the problems and myths that people may have, because we hear a lot of things going on like this, like AI stole my job. I can't, do anything now because of that. Is it going to destroy everything? Well, actually, I think this is actually what you want, right? Don't you actually want AI to steal your jobs? Don't you want it to take some of the burden off of you? Right? So this is one of the ways that we can do it, because creating an offer and doing all the work behind it to get it right can be quite a job. So, there's this thing called JTD, what's the job to be done? So let's take a look at, what do you have to do in order to create an amazing signature offer? And what is a signature offer to begin with, right? This is your flagship offer. This is the thing that makes all the difference for you. So I want you to understand that your audience, your customers, your clients, they have one problem, okay? Your job is to figure out this one problem. And they also have one solution, one outcome that they want. Like, this is what they're picturing. They're picturing something super amazing, okay? They have a big problem. They don't want it. They have one outcome that they want. Oh, if I could just have this, that's what I want, okay? And so now that we know what their problem is and what they want, what do? We just have to come up with the solution. But the problem is, coming up with that solution is pretty complex, isn't it? And if you don't simplify it for them, if you don't make it really clear, they're not going to do anything. And this is the problem a lot of people are facing. They're not making their offer very clear. And so this is all you have to think about, okay? These are the 3 steps. They have one problem, they want one outcome, and you're going to present the solution, All right. And how are you going to use AI to make this happen? So, what you're going to do is you're going to blend the two. They have their problem, but when they look at you, they see the solution. Okay. They don't see a confusing mess. And that's where most people are getting it wrong. They're just throwing so many things out there. They want to have a new solution. How are you going to present that? This is the key. And this is where I'm going to give you some prompts so that you can actually do this for yourself. Watch closely, and then I'm going to give you on screen here all the prompts. You can screen capture it, you can ask for a copy, whatever you need. Okay. But I want you to have all the tools. Don't just watch and say, I'll get to it later. Actually request the prompts. Just type hashtag prompts down below. And my team is sitting here. We've got Angie and Sandy here today, and they will get everything to you. All you have to do is ask, okay? So if you love the concept of this, give me some love, give me some hearts and likes, and give me some feedback down in the comments. Are you using AI right now in your offers? Are you using it in your business at all? Have you started it and then you got a little overwhelmed? You're like, oh, I think I can do it faster myself. Kind of like hiring an employee. Well, we are going to give you a new solution that you can use today. Okay. So that's what we want to really do. And so here's the thing. You can have two choices. You can create your signature offer, which is going to stand out from everyone. That's what we mean, right? Your signature is unique. It's like your thumbprint. Well, you're going to create a signature offer, something that people go, wow, I haven't seen anything like that before. This is one of our specialties. We love creating amazing offers. If you need some help creating yours, just type hashtag offer. I'll take a look at what you have in 5 or 10 minutes. I can show you exactly how you can fix it. Just type hashtag offer down below. I'll hop on a quick 5 or 10 minute call with you and we will make magic out of your offer. So the 5 things that you need to know when you're dealing with your signature offer. You don't want a generic offer. Don't look at what everybody else is doing. It's going to ruin you, okay? Because they're all bad. So when you get it right, you're going to have increased conversion rates, more clients and customers are going to engage with you. You will definitely have a competitive advantage, and you've got brand differentiation. You're going to stand out from everybody else. And when people see that your offer is very unique, they will stay. Okay. And that's really what you want, right? You want people to stick around and stay with you. You don't want them to try you out and leave and all of that. So the lifetime value of the customer is very, very important. And when you have a differentiated brand using your own signature, this is what matters. So remember, it's all part of a whole business, right? Your business doesn't exist in a silo. It's not like, oh, I just do this and I just do this. Yes, you need a signature brand, you need a signature company, you need a signature message, you need a signature power pitch. All of this is part of building an iconic business, an iconic brand, something that will last and stand the test of time. Right? You don't want to be ordinary. This is not the time with all this AI out there to be ordinary, because you can just be duplicated and somebody will completely rip off all of your ideas. So you have to stand out in a way that's different. Okay. So first you have to identify the problem. That's the number one thing that you're going to need to do in order to create your offer and to make it stand out. So here's 5 different things that you can do. All the ones in green, I've got prompts for you today. So just type hashtag prompts if you want those prompts. So how do you identify the problem? You can do it with surveys. They could be online surveys, in-person surveys, phone surveys, all kinds of things. Data analysis, really looking at the data of what customers are doing, what your competition is doing, right? Social listening. Now, we did a whole series on the 4 parts of social listening. How do you really figure out what is your client and your customer saying? What is it that they want? Can you deliver that? Do they feel heard by you? All right. And then the 4th one is a customer interviews. Not just the client surveys, but the customer interviews. And then you want to look at the competitor analysis. Okay, so those are the 5 things. So do you want to see the prompt that you're going to use in order to figure out how to solve the problem? Because this is where people mess up. They think, oh, there's a lot that I have to do in the background in order to get the perfect product and the perfect offer. And that's true. If you just try to slap something out there, or like, oh, I'm just going to do an MVP, which stands for minimal viable product. Most people who build an MVP, they haven't done a lot of testing. They're just going to use the product to test it, but they didn't do the work, the preparation in advance. And then that might work for a little bit, but then they forget to update it and make it more advanced. And that's why the businesses start to fail and start to flatline. And so you want to have the prompt of, what do I say? What do I put in there? So when you're trying to figure out the problem of the buyer and what is it that they need? How do I figure out how to do all of this stuff? Well, this is the prompt that you will use. Really simple, okay? And you can copy that directly, or you can just type #prompt and we'll get you the prompts and send that to you, because we'll follow up in the comments and get your email and send it out to you. Okay. So when you want to figure out, how do I determine the problem, because that's step one of creating a signature offer, you have to use a really great prompt. Okay. So again, all I want you to do is just type #prompts, or you can screen capture that. Get the replay, okay? Just type #replay so you can watch this and stop it and copy it, however you need to do it. But I want you to actually start doing this and using this, okay? So if you want that final piece to the puzzle, then go ahead and type #prompts, and that's how you will get it, okay? So the key is you have to know these three parts of your offer if you want it to work. So you have the problem, you have the outcome that they want. When you know those two things, that's the gold mine, right? And as long as you keep your audience talking about those two things, their problem, their desired outcome, they will continue to stay around and listen with you. But as soon as you give them the solution, boom, they're done, they're gone. Have you ever been ghosted way too early? And that's because you were probably trying to coach people or give advice and all of this at the wrong time. You don't want to give your solution until they're 100% ready. And only 1% of the audience that you meet, especially in the beginning, is 100% ready. They've already been looking, but most people haven't. And so you really have to understand your customer journey. All right. So let's take a look at how important it is to distinguish what you have from everybody else. And when we researched all the different details and numbers to give to you, McKinsey & Company showed that if your brand offers a personalized experience, you can actually increase your revenue 5 to 15% just by making it personalized. So this is why that signature offer is so important, right? How are you going to be distinguished, and how can you personalize this to the needs and wants of your audience? It's really a simple concept, but it is a lot of work behind it, okay? So if we're looking at that and we're talking about, oh, we've really got to personalize this, the best way is to ask, right? How do you want it? Like, okay, how do you want your steak? Do you want it well or rare, right? You have to find this out. And then you need to do surveys. And this is what we make all of our clients do. Like, let's survey the audience. Let's see. The survey says what are they telling us? Well, if you don't know, you have to figure it out. And if you don't know what to put on the surveys and how many questions and all of that, what should they say in what order? Well, guess what? We created a prompt for you, okay? Because that's the second part that you need to know, is to find out what is your audience thinking, okay? So you need to use that one. So copy that. And if you missed it, or you missed the other ones I've shown you already, go type #replay and get that so that you can use this. Because once you do this, it's really quite simple. It doesn't really take that long. Okay. So now that you know that you've got to do the surveys, you've got to figure out what is their problem, and AI is going to do all of that for you. Okay. So where do we go next? Okay. See, what we're trying to figure out is, what is my offer going to be? How many different products and offers am I going to have? And which client needs which product? See, you might have your signature flagship product, the high ticket one, but you also might have a drop and something that's a little bit lower. Maybe you have a year product like we do. And in our legacy program, where you want to build a legacy brand, and you work with us for a year, but there's some people who have a lot of the pieces, but they don't need that much, or maybe they can't afford that much, and maybe they don't have as much time. So we have different ways to scale down that offer, but who needs what? So you have to understand, first of all, who needs what before you can create any of that. Okay. And if you look at some of the great marketing people, Seth Godin, he says, don't find customers for your products, find products for your customers. Okay. What does that mean? That means, do you know your customer? Who are they? And what are they telling you that they want? So if you don't do those surveys, you're never going to know. But a lot of people go out and like, I'm going to create this because this is what I want to put out there. I like this. And people fall in love with their product way too much. And guess what? They don't have much love coming right back at them from their clients, nor do they have much love going in their bank account. So you want to make sure your product that you're creating is for your customers, not for you primarily just because you really love that thing. Okay. And if you are thinking, okay, well, how do I figure all this out? Okay, here's how you figure out what do they want. These buyers are all going to be going through the same process. You see, human behavior is 100% predictable. And I've studied the brain for 12 years with a specialty after my PhD in predictable human behavior. And what they want is to go through the same process, right? We're creatures of habit and people are used to buying in a particular way. So you want to give them that same pathway, give them that experience that they expect. It'll be familiar to them, they won't resist, and they will like it and they will buy. So what happens? First of all, when somebody realizes, I might need a change or I want something new, they're a little curious. And then after they're curious, like, okay, this is interesting, then they start validating. Is this right? Is this what I need? Who should I go to? Okay. And then they're committed. Yep, I want this. I'm going to do this. And think about your own process, right? And where you're like, this is interesting. What is this AI thing? Well, I'm going to test it out. Where can I use it? And then you realize how much it can accelerate your process of doing things in your business. And then you're like, hey, I'm committed. I'm all in. Okay. And so this is your process. It's everyone's process. So don't come up with a direction for people to go to that's foreign to them because they will not say yes. Okay. So we want them to say yes. And so let's cater to those steps. What are the products that you might need in those different periods? Okay. So if they're curious, right, what are they going to be looking for? What do you need to get done and get down and finish and polish so that they come to you? Okay. This is where they want to understand your personal presence, your brand. What's your one-liner? We call that a power pitch. If you want to learn how to do a power pitch, type power pitch. Don't use an elevator pitch. That's so 1980s. Okay. You need to use a power pitch. They might be looking at your website. They might look at your lead magnets and your lead generators and, your resources. Maybe you offer a quiz, like we have the SOAR quiz. What are you going to be offering them? What are the products that you're going to have when they are in this curiosity phase? Okay. This is also when you're reaching out to them with email sequences and different lead generating events. You might even have some challenges or something like that. These are usually your free things. Okay. They're in the curiosity mode. They're not buying, so don't give them anything to buy. Does this make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Tell me what yours are. What are you giving people when they are in the curiosity phase? What kind of things have you developed? And if you guys, seriously, if you don't have a power pitch, if you haven't heard, we created the power pitch here, and I've been using it for over 20 years, and it is a game changer. And anytime you go out and network and connect with people, that's what you use. And it will amaze you how many people want to work with you after just that one sentence. Okay. So type power pitch and my team will get you a link. You can submit your power pitch. You can see the formula and I will edit it for you and say, hey, this is how you want this to be. Okay. Don't go out in public without a power pitch. Now we go to the second phase. Where are they? They're validating. And again, they're going to come to your website. In the beginning, that site might have been a landing page, and it should be. Okay. Looking at more lead generators. What are your assessments? What about some one-off coaching sessions that you might do? You might invite people to a Zoom webinar or something like that, an intro of some of your live events. We do a workshop. We do a free workshop, and it is awesome. So if you haven't heard about our Profit Accelerating Workshop, where we get local people in different areas come in, we're here in San Diego. If you can't be here ask to join our virtual workshop. And you come in, we network with everybody online or in person. We have great food. Sorry, I can't provide you food virtually, but you can bring your own and you can eat on camera. And then we talk about the what we call profit levers. These are the things, right? The little levers that you'll pull that's low hanging fruit that will bring you a lot of profit in your business. And while you're there in that 100 minutes, we're going to show you how to add $100,000 profit to your business right there in 100 minutes. So if you want $100,000 in your business in 100 minutes, just type #workshop and I will hook you up and I'll either invite you to a virtual or to a in-person one. Okay. It's very limited. So we only have one type of business there at a time. So if you're an electrician or if you're a bakery or whatever, we're not going to have two of you. So that's why we say you have to RSVP and come to that. So now let's take a look at the next thing, because one of the things you have to do is figure out the data and the analysis. And you want to do a SWOT, right? Where you compare your business to the other businesses. What's going on? What's going on in the market? Why would this offer work? Why wouldn't it work? What's the situation? What are the weaknesses that you have? What are the strengths? What are the opportunities? What are the threats that are out there? That's your SWOT analysis. And so we created a prompt for you to use for that. So you can figure out all of this stuff without having to go research 10 different competitors, because I've done that and our clients have done that in the past. Oh my gosh, it can take weeks. So what if you could do that in minutes by just feeding in the right data and telling it exactly what to do? And guess what? Then with this prompt, I took it a step further. Okay. What I did is I said, okay, I want you to not only give us the data, right? The situation of what are the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats, but also create a spreadsheet of all of the data so we can look at it in a visual form. And that's what that prompt will do. Okay. Now we have some other prompts that we already showed you. If you don't have those, type replay, #replay, and then you can watch and get those. Or if you just want them actually downloaded and you want to actually have that as a PDF, then just type #prompts and we'll get that to you. Okay. So I want you to actually do this. Please don't just watch. We come here every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific so that you can actually use strategies, not hacks, not tactics, but real principles that will move your business forward from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less without any of the stress and the struggle and the overwhelm. And that's the key thing here, right? We want to have a business that's fun. We didn't get into business to just find another job. We actually want to find freedom, right? And whether it's time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, that's what we're looking for. So now we come into phase 3, and that is the buyer is now committed. They've seen it all. They've checked you out. What is your offer at this point where they say, I'm committed, right? Maybe you have a small business community that you offer and sort of a membership type thing. There might be keynotes that you do. You might create an elite mastermind. Maybe you have one-to-one coaching. Maybe you have group coaching. We also have speed coaching. We do all of these things, right? You could have the workshops I was just telling you about, fractional COO consulting. We do that, chief operating officer, because a lot of people don't know how to do the strategy in their business and they need someone to come in and actually just kind of organize things. So we do that as well. So these are different offers. Now, I want to be really clear though, okay? You don't start with 10, okay? You start with your signature flagship. This is the opposite of what everyone is telling you out there, okay? Why? Because I'm lazy. I don't want to work that hard. Hopefully you are a little lazy too. And you want to do the smarter work, not the harder work. So don't work that hard, right? Go for the top and work your way down, right? Go for the best, find the best people, give them the best offer, the best value. And then if they can't do that, then work your way down to the other things. So all of those 3 categories that I showed you are different things that you can offer, different offers that you can make depending on where they are. Are they curious? Are they validating? Or are they committed? Does this make sense? So don't mix those up. Okay. So like when you go to a restaurant, you don't start with dessert. You start with the appetizer. Okay. And then you go to the entree and then you go to dessert. And that's the same with your buyers. Give them the right food in the right course. Okay. And so now that you understand all that, just keep in mind what Russell Brunson said, right? People don't buy products, they buy better versions of themselves. Okay. And that's what you should do. Is your product making them better, or is it just making them more overwhelmed and more frustrated and more confused? And then by the time they finish your offer, they're like, oh my God, I lost so much money and I feel like I have to do more and more and more rather than less and less and less. So the last part is you do want to understand how to price your offer. Okay. So there are 9 different ways that you can look at that, different methodologies from value-based pricing, market research, tiered pricing. You can use anchor pricing, subscription model pricing, also promotions and discounts. Now, I am not a fan of discounts, and I would tell you why if you come to our workshop. It is one of the fastest ways for you to lose profit. Okay. Some people do it, but what I recommend instead is do value add bundles and then profit margin analysis, as well as iterative pricing testing. And that's one of the important ones that a lot of people miss out on. And they think, oh, well, that's too hard. That just means as you're going along, or you keep testing it and checking, is that the right price? Is that the right price? Well, now you don't actually have to do that. We have actual really cool software that will help you figure out what is the right price. When can you keep raising it? When is it too much? If you do raise it a little bit, how many people will leave? And how would you like to know that kind of information? For every step of your business, if you had a software, and this software that we use for you has over 497 million, that's like 500 million different algorithmic sequences. It's all like all the AI stuff, right? That we could never use with a calculator or guesswork or theory, right? So yes, we have sound strategies that you can use, but you have to back it up with science. Okay. So I have a PhD in advanced theoretical physics and a master's in theology, right? One is theory, one is numbers. Now, when we combine the two, you are invincible. So that's what I want to do. So if you want to know, how do I actually double my profits with an amazing offer? And how do I actually price that? So what I will do is I will show you in 5 minutes how you can actually double your profits without working harder. And it only takes 2 steps. So if you want to see that, I will be booking 5 calls that are 5 minutes in next week. And so all you have to do is just type hashtag double, right? Hashtag double down below. It's only 5 minutes. I can't sell you anything, so don't worry. Leave your wallet at home and I'll show you exactly what you need to do. So if you like this, if you missed any of the prompts, if you want the prompts, if you want to study those and write those down and put them in and develop your offer, and then bring that and I'll show you how you can then double your profits. Once you have a great offer, let's double it. And I'll also show you how to price it, and I'll give you the exact number that we use to help you understand how to price your offers so that you don't push people away and you don't turn away really good business. Okay, does that sound great? So if you want to know how to use that, how to combine the theory, right, and the science together to get you the best offer, just type hashtag double and we will do that. If you want the replay. If you want the prompts, type prompts. Okay, and that's what I want to make sure that you pick something. Take action. Don't just sit here. Take action. Get the prompts. Start there. And then we can always do your 5-minute call to double your profits after that if you want. But start here or get the replay. That's all it takes, because guess what? In a few minutes, it's all going to be gone, because we are only here for about 30 minutes and we're right on time. And we come here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific with real strategies. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and there's no hype, there's no hacks, there's no headaches and hustle. And do not like hustle. Remember, I like to use the lazy person's way to millions. So we want to use systems and strategies and first principles that really work to help you have a business of your dreams. So we will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. right here at The Iconic Entrepreneur.